Alright, what is up, YouTube? It's your boy Talks, and welcome back to the Pokemon Lounge YT. Today, me and Vess here, say hello to Vess.
Yo,
So, me and Vess here are going to make PRs for the DGBA Speed Boost division, the top division. We're just going to go through all these teams, and we are going to just, give our thoughts on them. Then we're going to rank them at the end. We'll both do rankings, I guess. So, let's go ahead and start us off with TJ. So, the Hisuian Offseers. He really took his DPL name. That's crazy. But
yeah.
we got Spectrier, Treads, Qua, Zarude, Salamence, Ninetales A, Rotom, Heat, Muck, and Knuckle Stag. What do you think about this team?
I think it's a good team, but I don't think it's a great team. My biggest problem is like, what if he took that stupid treads and just took it off and put something better right there?
Yeah.
It could be so much better because I understand the point of the team, Veil setup. And overall, I think it's good, but there's just a few things that I don't love. And especially, let's just say you have a matchup where Spectrier isn't cooking, I can see there being some problems with the team because I don't think it's like the strongest team in the world. So, I mean, obviously it's very just setup reliant, and I mean it's good.
For
I'd
sure.
rate it like a 7.5 out of
So,
10.
so obviously, as you can tell, me and Vess are not Iron Treads believers. I know there are a lot of people out there who are like, it gives you a spinner, a ground, and a steel. It's crazy, roll compression or whatever. Thing is, I think the quality of Mon is just so ass, especially for a round two pick, bro. Like you see the things these people are picking, bro. Like you're getting Enam round two, Latios, you're getting
Tell me
fucking
how this thing
Bundle.
is that much better than Excadrill. Honestly,
It's
just a raw Excadrill.
I mean, yeah, Excadrill's definitely more offensive, but this thing's a little bulkier, so I can see why. But the
I
thing
do think
is,
it's a little better, but like not that much.
and like the thing about treads is it's good in theory, but like in game it does nothing. Like it might get you
It's
rocks
so
up.
weak, dude.
It
It's
might
so weak.
it might get you rocks up, but it's just dying. You're just using it as a sack, bro. Like we are not treads believers, bro. Like I just don't think the mon is quite
Yeah,
as
I mean,
good
I
as
I
everybody
think
else
if you can
thinks.
get it like round three, I guess. But like, obviously he's wheel here, so it's like you're getting that. I mean, that's like early round three. So I mean, I don't know, dude. It's just it's so underwhelming of a mon to be taken with such a high pick.
Mhm.
I'm overall not a fan of taking bulkier non-setup mons in the first two or three rounds. So. It's only pivoting his Volt Switch too, which is not that good.
It
So
also has like shit SPDF. Like people think it's the bulkiest thing in the world. Its SPDF is not great. Like let's
yeah,
take a look at it real quick. Iron Treads. Yeah, 90 HP 70 SPDF isn't bad, but it's nothing to write home about. Especially as like your main, utility kind of bulky utility type mon. I just
and it
don't.
also doesn't take advantage of booster energy very much at all.
Yeah,
So
very rarely.
yeah,
It's one of
and
those
I'm
mons where it's just not really good at anything. Like it has 112 attack, it's not going to be good offensively. 106 speed, it's not crazy fast, but that's a decent speed tier. And then it has good
mhm.
physical bulk, but I mean, fightings are the things that are coming in on it. I
Yeah. I
don't
mean
know.
that's my main problem with the team, just because I think it could have been so much of a better team if his top tiers were a little better. Because I do the the mold of the team kinda.
Hmm.
I know where he's going with it. I just think there's a few pieces he could have made better, and it'd be closer to like a 9 out of 10.
I'm not a huge spec guy, especially first overall, but I am a fan of like the dual threat Zarut's Ments Terracore. I think that's pretty good.
Mhm, mhm.
They're one of them's gonna have a pretty good matchup every week, no matter what. So I think that's pretty
I
good.
agree.
The biggest problem with this team though is like you're gonna bring your top five probably, and then like your sixth mon is either a Ninetales, a Rotom, or a Muck. Like
Yeah,
that's kind of underwhelming, bro. And like Ninetales is super one-dimensional. You're gonna get knocked or something, or they're gonna break your screens away, and it's just not a
yeah,
huge fan.
that is kind of annoying for sure, just because you know what you're playing against. Like this team doesn't really have any other mode than Veil setup, you
Yeah,
know?
it
So it's
doesn't.
like,
Yeah, no
but I mean,
diversity.
to be fair, it's it's gonna be really good at Veil setup.
I
So
mean,
I
yeah, you
mean,
got a couple of good fat setup guys with Veil. I mean, that's gonna be good. But the problem is once people start reading you and they start, predicting what you're gonna bring, and I think it's very easy to predict what this team's gonna run.
yeah, definitely.
So like, unless you're cheesing matchups with an unpredictable men's set, which they don't always exist, then I don't know. I think this will be a solid like or I guess if there were 10 weeks, it'd be a 6-4 team, and an 8 week, I'd say maybe it's a 5-3 team.
How many weeks are in this?
I think there's 8.
Considering TJ is using this team, I'd probably go 2-6. That's what I'd go with.
All right. So overall, well, we're ranking the teams though, but for a team, I think this is probably one of the better teams I'm looking at though. I don't
Yeah,
mind this team too much.
yeah. Good job, TJ.
All right, next we got Tezzy. So we go from probably like a 7.5 to an 8 out of 10 team. You go over to this team. Now, we got Ogre Pawn, we got Terra Pawn, Terra Fire Ogre Pawn. That's a good mon. You got
Oh
Raging
yeah.
Bolts round 2, weird. Terrapagos round 3. Then you got Alamamola, Wheezing Galler, Ribombi, Bronzong Palisand, Mian Shao, Terra, Gmolt, and an Alolan Golem. I'll let you start on
This team sucks, dude. This
this.
team is absolute garbage. Like, Terrapagos is terrible. I'm gonna be honest with you. That thing for 14, I don't get it. If you can't Terra with that thing, what is the point of it, bro? Like, whatever. Round 3 is crazy.
It's definitely on
Raging
Frog
Bolt,
Watch, that's for sure.
Raging Bolt is cool, but I don't know. You honestly, the top 3 is like whatever. The rest, dude, I don't know who. I don't even know who you are, but bro, this is insane. Like, you got nothing. Alamamola terrible, Weezing terrible, Rabambi terrible, Bronzong terrible, Palisand terrible. Like, bro, the team is Molt, Ogre and Raging Bolt versus the world, bro. Like, this is an 0-8 team. I actually can't
Yeah.
imagine this team winning a week.
Especially like maybe you can choose some shit players, but this is the top div. There are not going to be very many shit players in here.
And
The
it's slow as fuck, bro.
the way I look at
All
it,
the
bro.
like,
Yeah, it is pretty slow. But the way I look at it, bro, is you're building around Ogrepon the wrong way. The way you want to build around this mod is you want to get a bunch of slow pivots that can get this thing in. You also want some speed tiers, some things that you can use to revenge things. Because Ogrepon's weak to rocks. It's
good
not.
removal.
Yeah, you want good removal as well. So like, what did he do? He got a bolt. Okay, bolt's fine, but round two's crazy.
Hmm.
Terrapagos
Hmm.
gives you rapid spin, but I mean, I guess slow pivot aloe. It's a fucking aloe though. Like the problem with
Round 4, bro.
yeah, round four is insane for this mon. The problem with like sure it's a slow pivot, but it's not like so many mons abuse aloe. Like you're gonna get set up on your slow pivot, and then you're not even gonna be able to get your ogre pawn in. That's the problem.
I'm fine with it if it's like round 8. Round 4, bro.
It's
That is
insane.
crazy.
Look at the mons these people are
Like,
taking round four. They're getting Zarude, fucking Crook, Ogre Pawn, Cyclizar.
and this guy got an Alamamola.
People are getting Yuxi
Like,
round four. Like this would have been a perfect Yuxi team.
yeah, I just don't understand. And I think it's also it's a really slow team because you're barely bringing Rabambi. That thing sucks. Mienshao is probably coming a lot, and then Ogerpon would be your fastest mon that's coming all the time. Like, and you can't scarf Ogerpon, so you're gonna be running Scarf Mienshao every single week, guaranteed. And it's just this team is so limited, and it's like TJ's team is super limited, but that limit is good as fuck. This team is limited and is not good at anything.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
I don't get it.
I don't know. I'd maybe say he'll probably choose one guy. I say go 1-7. 1 and
I'll give
7.
this team a 1 out of 10 because of Ogerpon. That's it.
My prediction of his record is 1-7. What is yours? 0-8.
Yep.
All right. Next team we got Blitz. He's got Terra, Gouging Fire, Ting Lu, Rotom Wash, Weavile, Blastoise, Dragougi, Terra Gardevoir, Fortress, and Serperior. So I'll start on this one. Terra Gouging Fire is obviously going to be a pretty big threat on matchups just because it has so much bulk. It has booster stuff with Terra. It's going to be a DD threat pretty much every matchup. It's got like Willow stuff too. It's not a terrible round one pick. It's a little early for pick three in my opinion, but we'll see. I mean, we haven't really seen this thing in action in draft yet, so he'll be the one to show us if it's good or not. Problem is like a round two Ting bro. Have people not realized like we're pretty late into Gen 9, bro? Ting is a fraud. Like the Mon is so passive. Like you're getting spikes up and whirlwinding every matchup. People are eventually gonna learn how to counter that. Like it's not like I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of Ting Lu. I'm not a fan of Mons that come in and just kill all your momentum. I don't
Hmm.
know. What are your thoughts on Ting Lu?
I think Tinglu sucks. It's n- okay, Tinglu doesn't suck, but I feel like the fact that its price point is 16 and then you have people like Blitz who take it round 2 and just kill all of its value.
Yeah.
Like when you get it round 2, you're basically saying that it's one of the best mons in the game and it's just not. It is it's just sometimes I see people run like banded sets or something like that to try to catch people off guard and I'm like, why didn't you just draft a strong ground type then? Then you don't have to run this stupid cheesy shit.
And the thing is,
And it's
bro,
like
like
it's mid.
a lot of ground types are strong, and bulky too,
Oh
though.
yeah.
Like they're strong and bulky. Like,
Hmm.
I mean, I deadass think like a normal Ursa Luna is better than Ting Lu.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah,
Yeah. Like obviously it depends on the team somewhat, but like not really. Like Ting Lu is just I think of it like Iron Treads, but I think it's better than Iron Treads slightly. But both of them are just the definition of mid, bro. Like they're just okay. And then like I like Rotom Wash, nothing wrong with that.
here's the problem, bro.
Weavile, solid.
Listen, dude, here's the problem with Rotom Wash. You run Rotom Wash on pivot heavy, like you're pivoting into breakers. You're not pivoting into a fucking Ting Lu.
Oh, definitely. It's just Weavile.
Gouging fire can be used, but I don't think it's strong off rip, bro. You're gonna need to get a DD up, right?
No, if you wanna do that, you're just probably running Terra Band if you want to do that type of thing. But like,
Which limits it.
it's mostly Weavile,
It's
and
Weavile and Dragalge. That's the only immediate
yeah.
power you have, bro. Like, I'm just not a fan of it. You run Rotom teams whenever you have shit like Ogerpon. You don't
Hmm.
really have an
Yeah.
immediate breaker. There's no point in
Uh,
getting a Rotom here.
yeah, and I do like this team because I think the individual components are pretty solid. I just don't think they mix together very well, which is my main problem. Because I actually really like Gouging Fire. I think it's gonna be really good in draft because especially with Terra, bro. Like the bulk on this thing, you're DDing up on basically any mon in the game, and I think it can sweep most teams pretty if you set it up well. But I don't know. I think the team's like a worse than TJ's. It's definitely like a 6, 5.5, 6 out of 10.
I have one more thing to say about this team. You're tearing Gardevoir over Superior. Like you gotta
Yeah,
realize,
I don't
bro.
agree with that
Grass
either.
stab, Grass stab is never good. You're never just
No,
bringing Serp in and clicking Leaf Storm, and it's not gonna do anything. Just only click and Leaf Storm. That's the problem,
no.
bro.
He's basically saying Serp is gonna be sub seed every single week, and that's just mid.
Yeah, like why
Like
are we
it's
tearing the
not.
guard over Serp, bro? You could run some like Stellar Terra Blast Serp, bro. It'd be so much better.
Hmm. Yeah, I completely agree with that.
But yeah, for this I'll give it like a 5, bro. I'm not a huge fan.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's about where it's at.
hmm Next up we got Slick. He's got a Polt, Terra Necrozma, Terra Nape, Tinkaton, Donphan, Overquill, Rotom-Mow, Hawlucha, and Porygon Z. Alright, you can start this one off.
Okay, this team is kind of like a tease to me, bro. Because I feel like the first three mons are really good. Like you did a great job there. But like, why did you Terra, Necrozma, and Infernape? I feel like Necrozma is the definition of doesn't need Terra at all. It's kind of like Mew. You could definitely argue needs Terra, even though you could say they're similar mods because Mew doesn't have any healing anymore. So it needs to sweep right away when it's setting up. Whereas Necrozma, like what are you tearing into? Like water? Like that's not really helping your defense that much. And like I guess your best Terra would be like ground for Earthquake. Like I don't really know, man.
I think it's
And
a
then
blank
Terra
spot.
is mid.
I think Terra Necrozma is a blank spot, bro. I think we just need to see it in action. I think it has a little bit of potential, like because like I feel like defensive like Terra Steel sets they're gonna be kind of hard to kill, right? Thing
Well, I
is,
mean, the
it's not
thing,
gonna be
yeah,
exceptional.
the thing about Necrozma is it's gonna be good with Terra, but it doesn't need Terra at all.
Yeah.
It's gonna be good either way, and you're kind of just wasting the points, in my opinion. Same with Infernape. Like, I mean, what are you running Terra? Like, are you just gonna be like Terra banned and just Flare Blitz? I don't really know. Like, that's strange to me. And then Tinkaton round four is so stupid, bro. Like, this is the iron treads of the low tiers, bro. Just because it's a fairy steel, you guys think you need it so much, bro. I don't care what typing it is. It just sucks. It does no damage. It doesn't eat any hits. It is just a nothing mon. It just clicks stealth rock, maybe core too, and dies. And I kind of like the rest of the team, but it doesn't do anything for me. Like, it's okay.
Okay, so the
Rotom
problem,
is
the biggest problem I have on this team is like, how are you getting the Dragapult in, bro? Like, you want to run banded like banded pull a lot of matchups. What are you getting in with? You don't have any
mm-hmm.
slow pivots. You're getting a Tinkaton here. I mean, Tinkaton doesn't have any pivoting. Donphan doesn't have any pivoting. Overcurl doesn't have any pivoting. Rotom does, but it's a fucking Rotom O. You know, it's
Yeah, I don't
mid.
think that thing's good. Yeah.
Like Porygon, I mean, dude, like half your mons can't pivot into each other. I just think like bad pivoting synergy is more of like a like kind of like a sit there, sack a mon, get the other mon in. But
Yeah, I
even
don't
I don't know.
I don't understand the Hawlucha either because I feel like in the newer gens it's like a Brave Bird close combat type of thing with like band or something. I feel like that's just a bad Infernape and you don't have anything to really abuse its Unburden very well. So that it's kind of a nothing mon for me. So I don't know. It's just
Well, I'm pretty sure what he thought, bro, was with these last two picks. I'm like, I think he was like, I got all the roles filled. I'm just gonna pick two random mons, and that's what he did. I
I mean that's fair, honestly. I
I
mean,
don't understand the Hawlucha, but we'll see.
yeah, I don't either. He's got the spinner, doesn't need the defog. It's kind of weird.
I think eventually he'll end up changing the Hawlucha and the PZ into like a good mon. Like, let's look at the fucking board real quick. Let's look at a draft board, bro. Like, what's
I don't think
here?
his team is that bad, bro. I think it's better than Blitz's team, honestly.
I can help him. Bring an
Uh,
Ozzy would be good on that team. I mean, I don't know.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
But like,
Wait,
I think,
wait, hold on. He doesn't have a
hmm,
water. He
I
straight up
mean,
doesn't.
yeah.
Yeah, dude, Ozzy would be perfect on this shit.
I mean, probably, yeah. I'm not gonna give him fucking advice on what to drop, but um, I would rate this team a 6.5.
You think it's better than Blitz's team?
Definitely, definitely, yeah.
I'm gonna give it a five. I think it's. I honestly think it might be a little bit worse than Blitz's.
I think his top tiers are good enough to where it's just gonna be better than Blitz's team.
I mean, with the hazards and shit, maybe Necrozma and Polt can cook.
Yeah, I mean those two are insane. Honestly, that's a great top two.
I'm gonna give it a five. But let's move on to
Okay.
Craig's team. We got 100. He's got Tusk, Terramoth, Terramew, Blaziken, Mandibuzz, Vaporeon, Archaladon, Whimsicott, and Alcremie. So this team, I see he picked the it was like 13 points, bro. The Moth. The Moth was like 13 points. Like that's a hell of a steal. Honestly, I would have went with a different Terra if I got that cheap of a normal Moth, right?
Agreed.
Yeah.
I don't understand why people don't want to Terra Tusk ever. Like, I understand it's not the best Terra in the world, but if you're drafting this team right here, it's easily the best value on the team because you enable its bulk up, booster energy sets way more, and I feel like 9 points for Terra Moth is insane. That's insane. I don't
Yeah.
think it needs the Terra to where you need to spend 9 points on it.
I mean,
That
like,
is
yeah, sure,
ridiculous.
the Terra will help it break, but it doesn't need it, bro. Like, the Mon is good
No.
on its own. It has like 140 special
It's
attack.
super strong and fast. I
Yeah.
don't really get that at all. Great coverage as well.
Yeah, it definitely does not need it. As
Yeah.
for, I think this is just some cheese bullshit. Like, you got a bunch of slow pivots into like a bunch of setup mons. I think it's
Yeah.
pretty one-dimensional. You got a Mew, which is a versatile pick, but that's the only versatility you have on the whole team. Like, maybe Tusk can do some versatile shit, but that's it. Like, you got a Mew, he can do all kinds of different stuff. But if you're not cheesing people, I think half of the games he's just gonna have to cheese people with Mew, or else the game plan is gonna be too set. It's gonna be too like obvious. I feel Don't you think?
Yeah,
I
I mean,
mean,
Mandibuzz and Vaporeon are the same every time, guaranteed.
yeah,
I mean, Iron Moth is basically the same specs, booster energy, yada yada. Tusk is like kind of versatile
it
with the
is.
speed boost, but you don't really need to prep for like different Tusks. One Mon can cover like all of its sets, honestly. And then like, yeah, Mew is really the only thing I can see on the team that's like giving you some options in Blaziken.
The thing
But
is like you're gonna be prepping for Blaziken and Tusk with like probably the same kind of checks. The only thing you're gonna have to prep for is both a defensive and an offensive Mew, and that's not necessarily hard to do.
yeah, I think I do find interesting is what like his plan will be. I think his what I would do for most games would be like break with Terramoth, end game Blaziken. Seems pretty good. Um, but I don't see that many more options with the team. I feel like it's just and then by the way, the bottom three mons all suck. Archelodon's terrible. I don't care what anyone says. I think and then the last two suck. So like you're really just running the six mons up top and I don't think they're that good.
Yeah,
So,
I don't think Whimsicott's coming to many games either. And like,
yeah.
if Whimsicott's not coming, your fastest mon is Moth. Which,
Yeah, exactly.
that's pretty self-explanatory on why that's bad. For example, Iron Bundle's running Modest every single matchup against you, and you can't check it, you know? It's just,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, I don't know. It's just pretty
Yeah.
self-explanatory, but
The
it's,
speed, the base speed is definitely bad, but he does have two boosters and a speed boost. But that's really all he's got for speed.
as far as the offense, I think he will win quite a few games just because of these top four. They're pretty good
Mhm. Mhm.
offensively. As for your
I love
last two
I think
mons,
Blaziken is underrated, bro, honestly. Round 4 is crazy.
probably. The biggest problem with this team is your last two mons, though, because you're gonna bring a slow pivot probably every time. So you're gonna have a Mandibuzz and a Vaporeon on your roster every week, and then
Mhm.
unless you bring the other slow pivot too, which they do the same fucking thing. There's no point in bringing both. Then you're gonna have an Archaludon or a fucking Whimsicott as your last mon. I don't know. I
Yeah.
just think the
Yeah.
versatility is not there. Like you're bringing your top four, and you're gonna hope those four can win you games. The
Yeah,
last
that's
ones
that's
aren't gonna do
mainly the
much.
plan here. And something I just noticed is there's really like no flying resist other than Arch, and Arch sucks. So there you go.
I mean, I'm sure it has a lot of problems defensively. Mew
Oh, I
might
mean,
be
obviously,
first.
just yeah, yeah, but
Yeah, but
yeah, I would rate this team probably a 4.
I like it more than the previous team. I'll give it a 5.5. Next is my
Yeah.
team. I'll let you do this one since you know.
All right, I'm not reading all of them. You guys can read, but I really like I think this is my favorite team so far, just because I think the top 4 especially is really good because you have the Valiant is amazing. Bundle, I think Bundle is crazy round 2 just because I've used it one time and it was absolutely insane. And Lando, the defensive plus offensive synergy of Lando is amazing. Uxie I love as a glue. Manaphy I think is all right here. The bottom is like solid because I think Ursaring is a steal, but I think Braviary is a little overrated these days. And I mean, more Pico is just more Pico, but I do like this team quite a bit, but I can also see some weaknesses it could have. But I mean, at the end of the day, bro, when you have strong Mons plus booster energies at the end, or um, good Scarfers, so it can cover a lot of bases that you need it to.
I mean, I don't really want to talk too much about my team, but I think it's just a well-rounded, pivot-heavy, bulky offense team. I mean, it's obviously going to be my favorite team, but I'm just straight up not going to rank my team at the end. I'll let you
Okay,
rank it though.
that's fair.
Yeah.
I think it's my favorite team so far, but I'm not like in love with it. I would probably rate it a 8.5 out of 10.
Okay, okay,
That's
that's
what.
solid. Let's go to Brian here. We got Torn Terra, Hisuian Samurott, G-King, Bax, Decidueye, Thundi, Terra Rhyperior, Cobalion, and Sableye. So I like the Terratorn with the Samu. The thing is about G-King, bro, people overrate the fuck out of G-King. But let me
Mm-hmm.
run y'all through this real quick. Are we bringing G-King into the Annihilate Chiyu Meow? No. Are we bringing G-King into the Garchomp, Jugulus, Boulder Dio team? Maybe. We bring it into the Blood Moon Wellspring Hydreigon Scizor team? Probably not. Darkrai Moon? Fuck no. Like, you see a trend here? Are we bringing it into Urshifu single Goldengo? Hell no. We bring it into
I think
King
the problem
Gambit?
with it is
Like,
is it got a little too much power creeped in Gen 9,
exactly.
and I do think it's solid, but I don't love it. Like I obviously understand what you're going for here with the Slowking backs, chili. Like obviously that's the plan here.
It's good in
But
theory. It's not gonna
it
work.
yeah, I've used Slowking backs before and it was good, but non-Terra backs is not my favorite with experience. And I do like this team though because Torn Samurott is an amazing start. I absolutely love Samurott. I think this team had a lot of potential, but the back end was a little fumbled in my opinion. I don't really understand Thunderous at all. Um, and Cobalion, I just think is a terrible Pokemon. Sableye's fine, Rhyperier's fine, but it's like there's just something missing, and I did notice this as well. Resist to Ghost is just Samurott.
Yeah,
So
the spec matchup. Good
that's
luck.
a very, very bad spec matchup. And then just other like big threats like Chi Yu. What are you doing to Chi Yu? Like Chi Yu is smoking. Um, or even like Urshifu. It's like I feel like the resists. I feel like your Bulkymons are all a little too similar, or you're not covering very many bases. And
Here's my deal, bro.
I don't know. It's
Here's
just
my deal. Your G King is the same price as your Hisuian Samurott, so that takes half your
Mhm.
fucking budget. I like the top three. Bax, Samu, Torn, that's a great start. But you fumbled the last five, bro. Like, Decidueye's there for removal, I get it. But you're getting a Thundi. Are we being for real right now? This mon is not
I don't
strong
understand
enough.
that.
The mon isn't
Yeah,
strong at all. It's just not going to be brought. It straight up isn't going to be brought to games.
yeah,
The mon isn't strong enough. Prankster T-Wave is not as good as it once was. It just isn't worth.
yeah.
Rhyperior's
That's not good.
I mean, Rhyperior, just because your last two are Cobalion and Sableye, Rhyperior's probably coming every fucking game, bro. And maybe Sableye to spin block for this for the Samu, but that's all about all I can think of.
Yeah, I mean, this team is the definition of just wasted potential, bro. Because I feel like Torn Samu is an amazing start,
It was, yeah.
and I don't know, Slowking backs is just. I think it's. I do understand what you're going for, but I think it's gonna let you down more than you think it will. I don't think you're gonna like it as much as like your theory in your head
I
is
mean,
gonna go.
yeah,
But
we've done the Slowking back shit, and we realized that Slowking just does not match well. It just doesn't match up well into the generation. It just doesn't have good
no,
matchups.
yeah, it's not as good as it used to be for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
Mhm.
So I would give this team. I think it's like do I think it's better than like Slick? Yes, maybe a little. So I'll give it. I don't remember what I gave Slick. I'll give it like a 6.5, maybe. I think that's what I'd give it.
I
Yeah.
think it's much more well-rounded than like a lot of the teams we've been through. But the problem is, like, I think the offense is just a little underwhelming. All you have is torn Sammy backs. You know,
And the cleaner situation I think is really mid. I think it's like really reliant on DD Back's caliber end game. So
it's very
or like
reliant.
SD Samu or like that's really it. So
Yeah, and Samu isn't really known for end game since you're getting the spikes up early. So,
yeah.
I'm a rank it even with Craig, so I go to 5.5.
Okay. Fair.
Next we got Hunter, Terra Chiyu, Meowscarada, Terra Annihilate, Corviknight, Tentacruel, Gliscor, Bellybolt, Full Beats. Okay, Lycanrod Dusk, and Wigglytuff. You
Hey,
know,
can you
dude.
do me a favor real quick?
Yeah.
Can you head over to the rosters tab and make sure that this actually fills the entire point total? Because I'm not fucking sure.
Oh, it
This
does.
shit,
Well,
this shit is terrible, bro. How do you start with Chi Yu, Meow, Annihilate, and end up with this?
Yeah, this is
What the
this
fuck
is this
happened?
is like Brian's case, but way worse. Fumbled potential.
Way worse.
Yeah,
Way worse.
yeah. I'm not a fan.
I mean, Corviknight is the definition of a do nothing terrible mon. I think it's even worse. Like
It's
for
better in
for
Gen 8.
example, you can compare this team. I think is very comparable with like Craig's. It's the same type of team, but it's just worse because I feel like Corviknight is genuinely just worse than Mandibuzz, and it's 2 more points. I feel like Mandibuzz at least has foul play and knock, and it's just a U-turn bot. I mean, they're both the same fucking thing,
Yep.
but people just it's steel type. I gotta get it. Like, no, buddy,
Dude, the
you don't.
problem is like I could see like Gen 8 core argument was decent because it could kind of wall some stuff. Dude, Gen 9, especially with
No, it gets
Terra, it gets
slammed. It
slammed
gets
by everything.
slammed.
It gets
Yes,
slammed by everything.
100%.
It can't check anything. It's just not
Also,
good.
why'd you get Tentacruel when you have like the most reliable defogger? Like, granted, you should have never got Corviknight, but you did. So at that point, just ditch any more removal. You don't need that shit. Why the fuck is there a Tentacruel? Gliscor sucks. No Roost. Um, Lycanroc sucks. And then, dude, I don't even know what 6 mons you can bring to a game. Like, this is so bad.
You're bringing top
This is the
three.
this is
Corviknight.
the worst. This is by far the worst team. I mean, this is
I mean,
well, no,
and the
Tezzy. Never mind.
problem with this team, dude, is it's super one dimensional too, right? You're bringing your top three, and then you're bringing the Corviknight to
Mhm.
slow pivot into everything.
Yeah.
Everybody's gonna read the fuck out of your game plan. You have no diversity. You have You don't have any options. You know, I'm not a huge
Yeah, I
fan.
mean, no, that's absolutely true because I mean, Chiyu, you know what Chiyu's doing, which to be fair, it's very good at, but it's just this team is very one-dimensional, and I feel like the one dimension, if you compare it to Craig's, is just way worse than his because I feel like your only real breaker is Chiyu, where Craig has so many other options, and then his setup is also way better because Meow isn't setting up. Chiyu isn't really setting up. It can, but Annihilate is really like what you're going for here. And this is just the most unversatile, just bad team.
The
The
thing,
only team that's better than Ezzy.
another thing about Annihilape is it's also really one-dimensional. Like Annihilape's do the same thing every game. Maybe you'll switch up sets by running like Resto Chesto instead of Taunt, but it's it's the same shit every matchup. Chi-Yu, same thing.
Yeah,
You
and I'm
might
and I'm really disappointed that you got Annihilate because I think it's underrated, and I think this team is gonna make it look bad. No offense. So
Yep, I agree. I get he tried to like pick up on the bulk on the later end, but the thing is Gliscor, Tentacruel, and Corv isn't good bulk. They don't check anything.
yeah,
Gliscor only checks stuff if it has Terra, and it doesn't have Terra. So you're gonna be using Annihilate defensively. I feel like half the time if you want to check anything. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of this team. This is probably my least favorite team other than Tezzy.
yeah. I think I gave Tezzy a 0. I'd probably give this a 1.5.
I forgot what I gave Tezzy, but this is like a three because your top three are good, and those are your 3
Yeah, that
points.
that's why I gave him the 1.5.
Yeah.
So
We got Kaz next. We got Palafin, Terra, Regieleki, Rillaboom, Dio Defense, Terra Shocks, Guja, Hisui, Drifblim, Enamti, Mabistiff, and Tauros
yeah, let me
Paldea.
start out here because I know Kaz wants my opinion. So the first three is great. Okay, not great, but it's good. It's very good. And Kaz, what are we doing, buddy? This is the past three teams, first three, and then most dramatic fall off I've ever seen in my life. What is this? DOD? Are we serious? What is DOD doing? I,
Dude, okay, here's the problem, bro. People overrate the fuck out of hazards this gen. They think spike
dude,
stacking
he
is
has
broken.
Sandy Shocks. What
Yeah,
is the point
I
of
mean, yeah, that's
DOD?
I guess
What?
multiple
what?
options. I get okay,
Oh yeah.
so people overrate the fuck out of hazards though, cause like, dude, boots still exists. It's just like Gen 8. Hazards are not the end
Yes.
all be all. People like to be like, oh, this team has no spikes, so it's automatically bad. No, You don't need a
No.
spiker in this gen. Mons are naturally strong. There are so many
Yeah.
broken Mons in this gen that are naturally strong that, I mean, it's almost to a point where having spikes doesn't even serve a purpose. Even because of boots. Like, boots add on to that. I don't know. I'm just not a big, like, getting them on like Dio defense doesn't even provide your team anything that's
Yeah.
of
I think
worth.
the immediate pressure on this team is absolutely pitiful.
It doesn't
Um,
exist. He doesn't have
First
any
of all, you
breakers.
need to wait on Palafin to come into hero mode, which is annoying. And then a lot of times it can't like immediately break. It needs like a bulk up, or you need to predict a switch in with a close combat with a band or something like that. So it's like, I mean, you're relying a lot on spikes.
Well,
I
it
see
is.
that.
It is.
That's
It's
not
because
strategy.
his knocker's Rillaboom, so he's gonna get his spikes up and he's gonna try to knock people with Rillaboom and then clean up with Palafin and Aleki. Thing is, you're gonna need a breaker, bro. It doesn't matter how good your hazard stack is. You're gonna get out offense by the time you get all the spikes up and start knocking stuff with Rillaboom. You need a fucking breaker. And sure,
And the
he
setup
got Enam,
options
but no.
are mid, super mid. It's Palafin and Palafin. So I mean, I don't know. I feel like this team just Kaz, like I expected better from you, man.
And
You're
like
my son and all.
the thing is I
But
get with the dual electric Terra, like you're gonna kill the grounds with one and then put in work with the other one while the ground is dead.
that's the point of Terra.
It is the point of it's definitely a point of his dual Terra, but I don't think it'll play out that way. It's not that. It doesn't work like that. Uh,
DOD completely ruined the draft. I'm gonna be honest. Why would you get that? You
and
don't need.
I'm gonna be honest, bro. I'm a fan of like the 10 point ENAMT. I think it's a really strong mon. It's pretty
I
fat.
actually do agree with that. Yeah,
I'm a
I agree.
fan of this, but
Yeah.
it helps your team a little bit. To be honest, it helps it quite a bit. But looks like you kind of have a problem with dragons. But yeah, got like Ice Punch Palafin, but ENAMT helps with it.
Dude, I mean, if he just replaced Dio and Tauros for like a 15 pointer that's strong, I mean, it's just way better. Simple as that. I
Thing
mean,
is, this team's gonna be on the back foot until you can get that Palafin going and you have the spikes up. I think it'll take too long to
yeah,
set up before this team can do anything.
yeah, it's just too weak. I mean,
Yeah.
just too weak. I would rate this mm, 3.5.
Ooh, you have it
Yep.
pretty low.
I just I feel like the bottom seven just sucked.
It might be my third worst. Yeah. To be honest, I'm
Yeah.
gonna give it a 4. It ain't great. It's significantly better than the bottom two, though. It's significantly better than
Yeah.
Tenzi and
Yeah.
Hunter, but
Agreed.
it is still not great.
No, I agree with that.
Next up, we got Odin, Zama Crowned, Terracurum, Thundy Crook, Bramblegast, Azelf, Diancie, Terra Gyarados, Swala, and Dunsparce. I'll let you start on this.
Okay, so I think if you're drafting Thunderous round three and not tearing it, what are you doing? What is the point? Like you lost all of its value because you took it round three and you didn't tear it. Why, dude? The Terrakirum doesn't make much sense to me. Like, is it trying to enable DD sets? I mean, I guess that's all right because you could Terra Blast with like ground or something. So I mean, that's not bad, I guess. But I feel like if you just replaced Thundurus with a different Pokemon there that doesn't rely on Terra, you'd be way better off. Why do I see a Bramblegast round five? What
Yeah,
is that?
that is pretty wild. Yeah, that's true.
I do, I do, I do like this team though. I just don't love it. And I noticed as well that the Swalot is the Fairy Resist, which is questionable. So
I don't have too many problems
it's
with this
just
team.
mid.
I don't have too many problems with this team. I like Azelf for 11 points. I actually think Azelf is pretty good in SV, and for 11 points, it's definitely not bad. I think you're. We'll see about Terracurum. I think DD Terracurum sets might put in a little bit of work, but we'll see about that. Ralphie Thundy is obviously you're gonna. It's definitely your worst pick. You got a
Yeah, it
round
doesn't
three
make sense.
Thundy. It's not gonna be putting. It barely puts in work with Terra. Without
Yeah,
Terra, yeah.
yeah,
Without
exactly.
Terra,
I
yeah.
I don't get that at all, dude. That just is so weird.
And then Crook
I've
is alright. I think Crook got knocked back, so it's not going to be horrible. But the
that's
problem with
fine.
Crook is defensive sets are no longer going to be a thing because stuff is just way too
No,
strong. You're going to be running
yeah,
Scarfed or Banded.
which is
Bramble
fine.
is your removal, which, I mean, at least you got some removal. You got it pretty early. I like the
Yeah, but
Azelf.
why Bramble and why round five? Like there were other stuff on the board that's better, and you didn't need to take it round five. That's just what is that?
Yeah, Diancie is Diancie. It's not great, not terrible, you know. It'll
Mm-hmm.
get you hazards up or whatever. Terra
So
Gyarados is
parry resist.
Terra Gyarados is decent, but I feel like it's doing the exact same thing as Kyurem. I guess maybe you run
Oh,
special,
definitely.
maybe you're running special Kyurem and then you'll go DD Gyarados, but I don't know. I feel like they
I
do
just don't
very similar
understand why
things.
he didn't downgrade Gyarados to afford Terra Thundi. I don't understand that. Like, is Terra Gyarados so worth that you need to get that over just downgrading it to a bad water and Terra Thundi? I don't understand that at all.
That would definitely be better because I mean, your Gyarados is decent. Like, don't get me wrong, it's not complete ass, but I don't think it's gonna be something that you are gonna worry about, like specifically prep for. You know what I mean? I don't.
No,
I
it's
had
a
it.
niche. It's a niche Terramon. You might bring Terra Gyarados to like 2 or 3 games, but
I used it last season.
maybe.
Yeah, I used it last season. I ended up dropping it eventually, and I brought it to like two games. I mean, I swept one dude with it, and then the other one it kind of just hit something and died. It's pretty mid. I don't think it's
Yeah.
horrible on this team, but I think you could have done better.
I'm being a little too pessimistic though, because I do think this is probably the third best team, probably so
Um,
far. I think it's slightly worse than TJ's, but whoever I had in fourth, it's slightly better than theirs.
well, another problem I have with this team is you don't really have any pivoting. You have Azelf and Thundy doesn't even count, bro. You have Azelf.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah, that's true.
And Azelf, its specialty isn't even click and U-turn, bro. Like you're getting rocks up or you're running like specs or something, you know. You're not right. You're not necessarily running
Life orb.
U-turn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would give this a, what did I give TJ's, a 7.5 or an 8? I
It's
would
not as
give
good as
this a
TJ.
7.
I don't think it's as
Yeah,
good as TJ's.
I'd give it a 7.
I'll put like a couple spots or a spot under TJ. At this point, I forgot what numbers I used, so we're
I
just
did
gonna
too.
keep going. Hacker here. We got Terra, Gambit, Gren, D-Knight, Screamtail, Terra Heatran, Slitherwing, Quagsire, Raikou, and Grimer. Okay, so this team doesn't have any removal. Okay, so we're in Copper. Nah, but the problem, bro, is like you're running boots on Gambit every week. You're probably running boots on Gren too, unless you're leading it. Boots on Screamtail, boots on Tran, boots on Raikou. What? You're running six Bootsmon every week? Six Bootsmons, bro. Like you need
I
removal,
mean,
bro.
I guess. I'm okay, here's the thing. Is the individual mons are quite good, but one thing that does bother me quite a bit is I feel like Heatran in this generation is pretty Terra reliant, and you're gonna run Terra King Gambit almost every week because without Terra it's just pretty bad.
It's horrible without Terra. You're
Um,
always running Terra on that shit. You're tearing it
yeah,
every
and then
week.
like I love so much about this team, but then there's some just huge flaws that just take it down to where like if I just look at this team on paper, I'm like, ooh, these are good mons right here. There's no round four Alamomolas, and then there's just some major things missing that take it from a this team could be like
One of
top
the better
three, but
ones.
it's
It could.
not. It's not,
You need
and it should
removal,
be.
bro. You need removal.
Definitely
It's really
needs
that.
removal.
It's that simple, bro.
Definitely needs removal. The speed is really good. The priority is really good. The power is really good. I mean, you got a lot of really good components, and it's just missing some key things. By the way, I would drop Heatran. Just throwing it out there. I would drop Heatran, and because you don't need Stealth Rocks, you got Screamtail. So, but I would give this team probably the same as Odin, probably a 7.
It does have like I mean, it's so fumbled, bro. Like, take Heatran off, get a good remover. It'd be a good team. It'd be a good team. Like,
Yeah, agreed completely.
get a reliable remover, take off Heatran. It would be a good team. It's as simple
Yeah,
as
the top
that, bro.
three is super good. I mean,
Yeah, you can't go wrong.
100%.
But unfortunately, I'm gonna have to put it below Odin for sure. But I don't know what point that'd be. It'd be like a 6 or something. I don't know. But
Okay.
next up we got Ian. We got Urshifu Single, Terra Latios, Goldango, Ogerpon, Talonflame, Clef, Toxtricity, Sandslash, and Lapras. So I know me and you have kind of mixed opinions on Goldango, but I just want to point this out, bro. I just want to put this out there before we start going. If you're gonna draft Goldango, play to the point of a Goldango. Get some spikes, get some hazards. That's the whole point of it, bro. It's not. It's very mid individually. It's usable individually, but it's mid. Its whole point is to you're gonna get the hazards up and you're gonna use it to deny their removal, right? I don't know why you
Yeah.
draft this and not do that. I think it's just you're wasting the Goldango's value. Personally, that's how I feel about it.
Another thing about Goldango is it's really strong. So, I mean, you could use it as like a nasty plot type of thing. But on this team, I mean, you're running U-turn, Ogerpon, and Talon. I mean, you're going into Urshifu for Lottie every single time. So, I mean, Goldango is kind of a weird fit here, but I don't mind it. I like Goldango quite a bit more than you. But the thing with that really bothers me about this team is I feel like Latios doesn't really need the Terra. Um, it's obviously good. Don't get me wrong. It's still a Terra Latios. But I feel like if you gave it to the Ogre Pawn, and then you never have to run Scarf one time ever,
Yep.
and you can just you can just fucking you could just run the Latios. You're running the Latios the exact same either way. The difference is you're running Terra Dragon or Terra. I mean, you might run it like a DD set, but I feel like it just doesn't change the mon very much, and it changes Ogerpon a lot. It makes a huge difference. So that's my biggest gripe, probably.
I mean, Terra Urshifu, bro, it's one of my favorite mons in Gen 9. I've used it a lot, and I think it's really fucking good. I think it's, like, literally probably a top 5 mon. Uh, but, like, and, like, Latios with it is obviously a pretty good pairing. Then you got a Goldango that's decent. You should have Terra the Ogerpon, though. Let's be real. That thing is a
Yeah,
threat with Terra. Um,
yeah, I'm a big fan.
we're getting a Clef, though. Like, I think you saw that you were kind of lacking defensively and you decided to get a Clef. Think about Clef, bro. It doesn't have enough natural bulk to literally check any of the mons. It gets two
Yeah,
shot by
100.
everything. It gets two shot by every mon in the meta. I mean, it's just not worth, in my opinion. Like we had a Clef in Clash of Kings, and we had to run Custad Berry on it every week just because it got two shot by literally everything. Like we were running
Yeah, it
like,
just doesn't
yeah,
it doesn't hang anymore. Um, gosh, like this team is kind of like hackers where I love certain components about it, but then it also is missing some major things. But I think I like it more. So I would probably give this a 7.5. I think it's on the level of TJ's team. That's what I think.
I still think TJ's team's a little bit better, but I'm gonna put this like right after TJ's team for sure.
Yeah.
Wherever that is, seven something. I don't know. I like the team though. I don't have too much hate on this team. I just think you fumbled the last a little bit. Should have teared the Ogre Pond. Fumbled the last four, and then you probably have a pretty solid team, right?
Hmm.
Yeah. The Clef was not the pick though, in my opinion, but to each their
Agreed.
own. This we got ASDF. He has Sneasler, Terra Enam, Metagross, Cyclizar, the Rock Ogerpon, Volcanion, Thwacky, Staraptor, Hoop Unbound, and Mudbray. Bro, what is the thing with everybody not tearing their Ogerpon? What's the thing with that? Why is everybody liking the base Ogerpon? I'm not a
Yeah, I
believer.
don't really know. I mean, I guess this is probably the best one not to Terra,
I mean, yeah.
just because it's the worst. I mean, the Terra doesn't give it all that much help, but I don't know. This team is so strange. It just, I love the Cyclizar, Enam, Sneasler, Hoopa type thing, but I feel like Volcanion sucks here. I think you could have definitely got a way better water type there. The thing is, with your Cyclizar, I feel like bringing in the Volcanion off the Shed Tail is going to be pretty niche. Enamorus or Hoopa will almost always be better, or Sneasler, obviously. And the ground type is Mudbray,
Yeah,
questionable.
it is questionable.
And I don't know, man. Staraptor, Volcanion, Thwackey, Mudbray, I feel like could be changed into just two better Mons. One obviously being a ground type. And I would like this team quite a bit if you did that, actually. So, yeah.
Yeah, team has really good offense. I'm gonna be real, but it has no bulk, bro. Its bulk is Metagross and I guess Ogre Pond, but dude, Grass Rock is not good defensively.
No.
So your bulk is Metagross, right? With maybe an
No,
AV
that's fair. Yeah.
Cyclizar sometimes. It's kind of a corny team too. Like you're gonna be running an HO game plan every single week, and most time, 9 times out of 10, I don't think it's gonna work out the way you want it to.
Yeah,
uh,
I mean, the
uh,
Metagross round three is a little weird. Um, yeah, I mean, it's just it's I don't really know what to think of this team. It's just so weird. Like the Hoopa and the Ogre Cornerstone and the Volcanion is just so strange. I don't think
Thwacky,
I like it very much.
Thwacky is going to be appearing more times than it should be, just because it's one of his bulkier mons on the team. Like,
Honestly, he's gonna be running Intimidate Star Raptor or something, dude. He's just
he's gonna be having to run some dumb shit just to get around stuff. Like
yeah,
look
super
at
Cyclizar reliant.
I just wanna
Super.
I just wanna point out how fucking slammed this thing gets by Urshifu. like a SD Terra Dark Wicked Blow Sucker Punch. Urshifu kills every single mon on the team. +2 Terra Dark Suckers one-shotting Enam from full. It's probably
Hmm.
killing. It's also probably one-shotting Sneasler. And then Wicked
Oh
Blow
yeah,
kills everything else on the team. He doesn't have a resist.
yeah.
Wicked
That's the
Blow
dude.
is
This thing
killing every
is
other mon.
so Cyclizar reliant, like insanely. If you're not getting that free, if you're not getting that free switch in, you're dying for the most part.
I mean, I,
So
I I could probably name a whole lot of other mons this team gets slammed by, but Urshifu's just the first one that I saw.
yeah, I mean, you look over to the right, Darkrai is slamming the whole thing.
It's
I mean, it's
faster than
just
the entire team, and it slams the whole team, yeah.
yeah. I don't
Roaring
love
Moon
this
is
team.
too. Like, how does he beat me?
I think I'm giving it a five.
I mean, your top three are cool, but it's nothing to write home about, bro. It's one of my not favorite. It has no bulk. It's gonna be a shit team, bro. It has no bulk. It's one of my least favorite teams we've went over so far.
It's yeah, it's not good.
You need bulk. I'm sure he'll realize while he plays his games that his team has no bulk. So we'll see though. But
Probably.
next we got Glop. We have Darkrai, Zapdos, Terra Glamora, Swampert, Moon, Crown, Iron or no Terra Crown, Sinistcha, Colossal Keldeo, and Clefairy. So first thing I see, you got the whole Darkrai Moon. They're gonna be hitting the same stuff. They're probably gonna be hitting the fightings or the steals or whatever and freeing each other up, or the fairies and freeing each other up. That's a little bit of synergy. Here's the thing though, I'm gonna point this out. Um, you got Darkrai kind of struggles with fighting, so you got Zapdos. But the thing about Zapdos is, a lot of stuff runs Terra Electric versus it, and your Terra Electric abuser is a Swampert. So I feel like maybe you get a stronger ground or something. This team would have evened out a little bit better. Swampert's not horrible at beating the Terra Electric guys, but it's definitely not optimal, right? I mean that's
I
how
don't
I view it.
I don't know, man. I like this team quite a bit. Um, I think Darkrai Zap is a really good start. Glamora, I'm iffy about. I don't really understand the Terra. I guess you're going for rock polish sets, maybe.
Maybe
Um, I feel like Keldeo would have been a definitely would have been a better Terra user
I agree.
because I feel like Keldeo without the Terra
This is not
is
great.
pretty terrible.
Yeah,
I think I actually really like Iron Crown with the Terra. I feel like you can be pretty versatile with that. It's got some good setup, it's got really good moves. I love Roaring Moon. Swampert, slow flip turn. Can't really go wrong with that. And then my dog, Sinistra. I mean, this guy right
okay.
here. What's a Volcanion to a Sinistra? Walled. Literally walled. Just want to throw that out there. Trick Room Nasty Plot Glop. I better see you sweep somebody with Trick Room Nasty Plot at least one time. I actually like this team quite a lot. There's obviously a few flaws.
There's one pretty huge flaw that I've already seen, and it's a one-dimensional Terra. You're going to be prepping for Terra Iron Crown, and the Glamora isn't even a threat with the Terra, so you only have to focus on the Crown, and that's the only Terra thing you have to worry about. That's huge.
Yeah, the
The,
Glamour is weird.
that
The
lowers
Glamour is
that lowers your offense so much. You're going to be checking the Darkrai and the Moon, and then the only Terra guy you have to worry about is the Crown. I
yeah.
feel like the offense is lacking with this. Like Moon and Darkrai are powerful, but outside of that, you don't have anything other than Terra Crown, which is the only Terra
I
guy
mean,
they have to prep for.
I mean, you can definitely. I just say it's unconventional strength other than like Roaring Moon, but you can get it done. And obviously, I mean, with Glomora, your hazards are just going to be great with the you control hazards, mortal spin, you got everything in the bag. But I don't know, something about this team just I like it a lot. I think this is my second favorite team, probably to yours. I think they're pretty close though, underratedly close. And I'd give this probably an 8.3.
I'm gonna put it like so. What we've reviewed, we've reviewed what 14 teams. I'll probably put it at like number 9 or something. It's on the lower end for me. I'm not a huge fan. I don't think the Mons synergize well outside of Darkrai and Moon.
Yeah,
And
just get rid of the
I
get rid of
think
the Kelsey.
your Terra guys are super mid, and I think your offense outside of the Moon and the Darkrai is also mid, depending on how good Keldeo is going to be, which I don't think it's going to be very good, but we'll see. But
Yeah, if you changed the Terra or got rid of the Keldeo, I would like it a lot more. But I still think it's really good.
and then Vest just like Sinistcha, but I don't know. We'll have to
That's the
see it in
go-to.
action. But another thing, I think that's all I got to say on that team. But I think the Terrors let me down on this one for sure. But
Definitely, definitely.
I'll give it like a 5 or something. Next team, we got Maddie. He's got Dio Speed, Chomp, Hands, Terra Boulder, Jugulus, Pincurchin, Serena, Empoleon, Terra, Grafii, and Hisui and Avalug. What do you have to say?
Um, I like it. I think Dio Garchomp is a great start. And I mean, honestly, the first four Mons is fantastic. You just needed to cover up the ground weakness, which Jug Serena is not bad. I mean, it could be a lot better, but you can work with that. You got removal, you got really good hazards, obviously. I mean, the speed on Dio, you don't really ever need to run a scarf. You can run booster sets, or you could run the Pincurchin, even though I doubt you're running the Pincurchin very much, but you never know. The thing that lets me down is the Terras. Your Iron Boulder is a good Terra, I will admit, but it's not like overwhelming. And then Grafii isn't even real, so I'm not even going to consider that. But you know what's coming with the Iron Boulder every time. It's going to be booster, life orb, band, etc. Just and you're mostly running like Terra Fighting or Terra Rock if you have a great banded cleave matchup. But I like the team. I like it.
It's like your standard little HO kind of team. Uh,
Yeah.
outside of Hands though, your other defensive guys in Empoleon. What up?
Empoleon sucks.
All right, hold up.
All the team is
You want
just
back?
lacking defense.
Somebody walked in on me, but we're good. Did you keep going?
Oh, I kept going.
All right, good.
I kept going. There's not much to say about this team though, so it's kind of hard because it's very one-dimensional. You know what's coming. He's bringing the hitters, and his hitters are also dying, but he's just going to kill you before you kill him. And it's just that kind of team, which I'm a fan of. And I think it's you could kind of compare it to the ASDF team, just straight hitters, but his are way bulkier and they got the booster sets, which just just I love booster. Booster is broken. So I think it's way better than that one. I would probably say this is my third favorite team, and I would give it an 8.
So that was Maddie, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know, that kind of caught me off guard, but it's a solid team. I think it's a solid like little HO team. I don't think it's, outstanding though, right? But I'll give it like a 5. It's kind of like where Glop's team was in my opinion.
Really?
Yeah,
I don't know about that. That's a little harsh.
I don't think it's outstanding. Like I think these bottom mons that I'm looking at, like after Pinkerton, they're just so mid in my opinion.
I would agree with that.
Like
But
you
I
have to
love
bring one of them.
top.
You gotta bring one of them every week, you know.
The top four is elite. I mean, so
It is elite, but then you got a Jugulus and all that shit. But we'll see how it turns out.
Chugulus is underrated. Maddie, I better see you run Banded because that's the god set.
Maybe it's like slightly higher uh than Glops, but we'll see.
Okay.
Anyways, on to the last team. We got Ethab, the imposter. We have Blood Moon, Wellspring, Cinderace, Hatterene, Hydreigon, Scizor, Lantern, Weezing, Frostlass, Minior, and Hitmontop. So this is one of the few Terras that they used on Ogerpon, and I think Terra Ogerpon water is super slept on. I mean, they just like the thing it can 2-ko a max defense Zapdos without even going adamant if you run the Terra with Cudgel, and like Cudgel is also non-contact, so Helmet really isn't a thing to bring against this guy.
Yeah.
I just think the thing is
Yeah.
broken, to be honest with you.
It's great. It's
Yeah.
great.
And other than that, Terra Hydreigon is going to be pretty middle of the bag, but it's going to be usable. Your removal is like Defog, Sizz, and Hatterene. You're never bringing Hitmontop. That thing is ass. So you got like
Yeah.
you're running like an offensive game plan with the Hatterene every week, which can probably work. This is a decent team. I don't have too many bad things to say about it, other than you probably should have combined the last 5 Mons into like 2 good Mons, and it would have been a way better team in my opinion.
I agree with that completely. Um, I do love a sneaky little Trick Room Healing Wish Hatterene into Ursulina Blood Moon. Gotta love that. I mean, that's good. Ogerpon, great. Cinderace Pivot, because you got some really strong mons here, so you definitely need some pivots, which I like with Cinderace, Hydreigon. Scizor, I don't really consider that much of a pivot, but it technically is. Lantern is okay, I guess. Yeah, the last 4 to 5 is pretty.
I mean, I don't
I
even,
mean,
like you're bringing the top 6 every
what even
single
is a
week,
Minior, bro?
right? Aren't you bringing top 6 every week and not even thinking about
Basically,
it?
basically, yeah. I don't really like Terra Hydreigon either. Like, I guess it's okay, but when are you not tearing the Ogerpon? I mean, that
Yeah.
thing is so good. Um, I would rate it probably a 7 to 7.5 ish
Okay.
because I do like it.
I like the team. I just think the last 6 are kind of ass, but you have a good top 6, or the last 5 are kind of ass, but you have a good top 6.
Hmm.
I'll give it like a 7.5, something like that.
Yeah, that's pretty fair.
Anyways, let's go ahead and rank these teams. Maybe I pull up like a list or something. I don't know. I don't know. Uh, how do you want to
Pull up
do
a
this?
notepad.
A notepad, I
Pull up a
guess.
little notepad.
Notepad plus plus. Is this a thing? I'm not sure.
Oh, you don't have the notepad?
No. But it's fine.
What do you?
I'll just name them off the top of my head, I guess, and we'll just do this quickly so people don't have
All
to
right, are we
see it
doing
written down.
a shared list or are we doing like a?
We'll do it individually. I'll let you go first.
Okay, I'd put number one your team.
Okay.
Number two, Glop.
Okay. Number
Number
two.
three, Maddie.
Okay.
Um, number 4. Ooh, TJ.
Okay. Okay.
Number 5, Ian.
All
Number
right.
6, Odin. Number 7, Hacker. Number 8, Brian. Number 9, Slick. Number 10. Ooh, we're getting into the weeds down here. These are some rough
Yeah,
ones.
these are some toughies.
Oh wait, did I do Ethan B yet?
No.
Probably him.
Okay.
Oh, I might actually have him a little higher. Whatever.
Yeah,
Just
it's
he's in
fine.
that range.
We're rocking with it.
Um, then Blitz. Then I said Brian.
You haven't done Hacker,
Then
Slick, Kaz.
I did Hacker. I did Hacker, didn't
Uh,
I?
I don't think so. Maybe.
Okay, we'll put Hacker next.
Okay.
Then ASDF.
All right.
Then Greg.
Alrighty.
Then Az.
Okay.
And then am I done now with Hunter Tezzy as the last two?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah,
Hunter. Yeah, Hunter
those are
Tezzy.
awful, dude. I mean, jeez. Good luck to you two.
Yeah, Hunter Tezzy is definitely the bottom two. So I'm gonna go from worst to best. At number 15, I'm gonna have to put Tezzy, obviously.
Yep.
I'm only doing the top 15 because I'm not doing myself. So 15 Tezzy, 14 is gonna have to be Hunter. 13. These are some stinkers down here, but it's gonna be kind of close. For number 13, I'm gonna have to do. Hmm.
Here, I'll keep a notepad up for you so you know which ones you need to do.
All right, let me think about this. 13. Probably gonna have to do Kaz, bro. I'm not a huge fan of his team.
Yep.
12 is Hacker because I'm no removal.
Fair.
11, probably Brian. 10 is Craig. 9 Slick.
Oh, wait. Hacker. Brian, right?
Hacker, Brian,
Brian, Slick.
Slick. No, no,
Okay.
no. Hacker, Brian, Craig, Slick.
Ah, okay, okay, okay.
So what am I at number 8 now?
Gotcha. You have named 7 people, so
So yeah, number
there you
8.
go.
Okay, so that was number 8, I believe. So number 7, it'll be Blitz at number 7.
Okay.
Number 6, Odin, I think.
Yep.
Actually, no, ASDF, bro. I should have put him lower.
Oh yeah.
Number 6
Yeah.
is ASDF. Number 5 is Odin.
Okay.
Number 4 is probably Glop. Number
Okay.
3, TJ. Number 2, Ian.
And then Maddie.
And then number 1 is Ethab, right?
You didn't say Maddie. I don't think.
Have I not?
No.
Oh no, that's kind of scuffed. So Maddie is down there with it's probably one below Ian if I didn't say him. I don't know.
One below
I think
Ian.
yeah, one below Ian.
Okay, so that's third.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, I think I got everybody.
I think you did.
But yeah, those are our PRs.
We obviously did this on the fly. I mean,
Yeah,
it's just...
yeah.
By
But
the way, how many playoff spots are there?
um,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
8.
7, 8.
Yeah, 8.
All right, I'll guess who makes playoffs right now.
Okay.
Blitz, Toxic, Glop, Maddie,
Okay.
Ian. How many is that? 5?
Yeah.
Okay. Craig, 6. Did I say Brian?
No.
Brian, 7. And Slick.
All right, here are mine. So number 1, I think I'm gonna do. I'll do. Fuck it. I'll do myself. Number 1 is
You
myself.
kind of have to, yeah.
Yeah. Number 2, I'll do Ethab. Even though I'm not sure how
Is
good
he
he
good?
is. I don't know. I think he's kind of middle of the pack, but he has a good team. Number two, I'll do Ethab. Number three, I'll put. Dude, this is not. I guess I'll do like Blitz number three. I'll
Yeah.
do Glop number four. I'll do Maddie number five. Number six, I'll
Mhm.
do Craig. Number seven, uh, I'll do fuck it, dude. I'll do like TJ number seven.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I think he has a good enough team, bro. I think he has a good enough
All
team.
right.
I'll do TJ number seven. I know that's
No, that's
controversial.
yep,
It's
yep.
controversial. It's controversial. Number seven TJ, and then number eight I'll do Slick.
I
And
think the only
those are my
person who has
playoffs.
absolutely no chance is Tezzy.
Yeah,
Like absolutely zero chance is
I
Tezzy.
agree. I
Other
agree.
than that, I mean, Hunter could maybe slip in there. Be tough. You'd have to be
Uh,
cooking folks, but
He'd have to
yeah,
be chef
Tezzy, I
no nut.
mean, good luck, bro. Good luck to Tezzy, man. Cause holy shit, bro.
That is tough.
That is a 0 out of 10 if I've ever seen one. And I've barely heard of you, so I don't really know how good you are. You might be the goat. I don't know.
Who knows? I don't really know him
But
either.
by the way, unban me.
Yeah,
Be good.
unban him, free him. But yeah, those are our PRs. Make sure to like and subscribe. We will catch y'all later.